welcome back to AT&T Stadium and welcome back to the American. As we're looking at bull riding, what better guy to talk to than one of the true legends in pro rodeo, Larry Mahan, and you were making me laugh during the break as we're watching the power of these bulls. What were you saying?
Kate, I see that event now, and I cut back to the days when that was my passion. I absolutely loved it, and I can't believe that that guy's no longer here. I mean, I knew who I was then, but I see it now and I say, what was I? I mean, somebody who actually craves getting on these bulls. It's the excitement, the rush, the adrenaline rush that you get off. And it took me a long time to realize that I guess most bull riders and a lot of people in a lot of sports, you become an adrenaline junkie. But it's a great sport, and rodeo is the showcase for our Western heritage and culture. And in my mind, RFD does such a wonderful job exposing the world to what it takes to get food on the table and how important agriculture is in this day and age.
And $1 million will even do a little bit more than get food on the table. Do you ever think in all of your years of rodeo, you would see these guys riding bulls for a possible chance at $1 million?
Never dreamed it. And during my time, which I was a professional cowboy from 63 to about 75, I think I won about 500,000 during that time frame. And that was a lot of years and a lot of rodeos, about I don't know, 1,200 rodeos. Here comes a tractor. We better look out.
Look at him looking out for me.
And to think that you can put your name in the hat to compete for $1 million in one day, I never dreamed it would happen during my lifetime. And it's a dream come true for all these young contestants in this day and age.
Well, Larry, thank you so much for being here. It's such a pleasure and such an honor. I know everyone at home loves seeing you. Well, let's go over to Amy right now. I'm just excited to see him with us, Amy.
I'm standing by with Clay Elliott. He's one of those guys has a chance at that $1 million coming back in this shootout round. The saddle bronc riding has been such a fun event to watch over the years. Wade Sundell, undefeated here at the American. He's coming back for another one. You look outstanding. Tell me what you thought of the long round and your ride specifically.
You know what? The long round and this full round are going to just be outstanding horses, and that it was tough to beat the long round, but this short round, I mean, with the horse that I got, with Medicine Woman, Timeout, Maple Leaf, all those horses, they're just outstanding. They're all contenders for horses of the year, and for me to have the horse for the past year, I mean, couldn't ask for anything better.
You mentioned you have Medicine Woman. Have you been on that horse before?
No, I never have. I've seen her go so many times, and I've drawn around her so many times. So to get on her here at this level and this stage is very exciting. I've seen her go at some little rodeos that I've still wanted to get on her at. She's a great horse.
She is. You are a qualifier along with Cody DeMoss. You both have a chance at that $1 million. You mentioned the other horsepower that will be in the lineup, as well as the guys. Just a lot of talent all around. What are you thinking about getting $1 million opportunity?
That $1 million is very cool. I guess that's why we're all here, right? But for me, it's all about the bucking horses. No matter what rodeo I go to, the bucking horses stay the same. And I'd get on Medicine Woman in Dallas. I'd get on them in Michigan. Shoot, it didn't matter. I love that. Getting on the good ones is awesome.
Well, you have had a big smile all day. I hope it continues for you. Good luck, Clay. Well, when we come back, we'll be finding out who's going to win that $1 million here at the American.
RFD-TV's The American, presented by Polaris Ranger, is brought to you in part by Zilkeen. Relax, you've got Zilkeen. By Resist All Hats, the best all around. And by Vetricin Animal Wellness, leading the way in animal health innovation.
Back live from AT&T Stadium, getting ready for that shootout round. We have worked our way through the long round of competition. The stage is set for possible millionaires in the making. Welcome back to the booth, everybody. Justin McKee along with Bobby Harris and Justin McBride. And so far, Bobby, it's been everything we hoped it would be, and maybe a little more.
Boy, it's going to get good right now. We've got fast times, fast steers. I mean, it's set up for the best watching that anybody's seen in a one-day $1 million event anytime.
Yeah, Justin, it seems like the first 3 years were really good, but this year is shaping up to be the best ever.
Yeah, it's the best to this point. It's the best rodeo I've ever got to watch. Nobody has disappointed. All of the competitors have been spot on. The stock has been good. It's been a great rodeo to this point, and I think it's only going to get better because now we get to see even a notch better. We get to see if the calf ropers can go a little faster. The team roper, it's awesome, man.
And to see if the qualifiers can keep it held together to take down the top contenders in the world and win that million. So it's been done 2 out of the last 3 years. We're getting ready to find out if this 4th year will produce millionaires at AT&T again.
So it is time to go back to the buck and shoots and begin the disciplines again. We begin with bareback riding. 4 men with a shot at the title. Jake Bull, Casey Field, Tim O'Connell, and Orrin Larson. $100,000 for first place, $25,000 for second. And these 4 guys, what a year they have had. Last year and the beginning of this year has been sensational as well. Here's the Canadian, Orrin Larson. Makeup face can be absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, all 4 of these horses that these guys are going to get to face, they're going to give them a chance. But we talked about in the long round of competition, a mistake here or there. That's not an option at this point. You cannot make a mistake.
It's on. And Orrin Larson trying to become the 2017 champion of the American. And he is going to get a score. That makeup face will make you work for it, though.
Strong, man. You could see as he traveled down the arena. Orrin didn't wait around for the pickup, man, because by the time the 8 seconds gets there, these guys are spent on a horse like this. Just watch the power of this horse. But I thought Orrin Larson did a great job going for it. You can see his feet coming all the way to his rigging handle, trying to beat him to the ground. Gets a little bit tipped into his hand, but he set the pace for him.
Great rodeo family. His brother is one of the top saddle bronc riders. Another brother, Kane, a great bull rider. And the score for Orrin Larson, 83.5. Here's the man who won everything last year. From Iowa, Tim O'Connell has drawn a horse called Showstopper, and this horse is a superstar as well as the Cowboy.
They've won this event on this horse 2 separate times. If you're Tim O'Connell, you are loving life right now, because if you ride as good as he does, you're craving this horse.
In 2015, Taylor Price was 89 3/4, and Tanner Ross 88.5 last year. What an animal athlete, showcasing an abundance of not just bucking ability, but athleticism, but a man from Iowa who matched the horse move for move.
Yeah, and Tim O'Connell is fired up, and rightfully so. This is such a great horse, and it's hard to imagine just how big these horses all are and how strong they are. Look at O'Connell, man. This guy, I said it on his first one, he has turned into a little machine. He's just so correct, so perfect, so fast, can handle the strong ones. Check out that score.
Yeah, it's a big one. It's a 90 1/4 score. He takes the lead for a $100,000 paycheck today. Here is the 4-time world champion, Casey Field. Casey Field from Utah has drawn full baggage, and another superstar Cowboy and bucking horse.
2 champions going at it right here.
That is a world champion bucking horse, and Casey Field trying to win the American for the first time. But he'll have to have a monster score to move ahead of Tim O'Connell.
Horse right there is so strong. Casey Field, you're not going to realize how strong that horse is with the way Casey Field just rode him. He gave it 2 full baggage. And you could see as the ride went on about 6, he's really wanting to pull on Casey Field. But man, what a job he's doing right here. Look at that, is awesome riding. You can see how strong this horse is. He's wanting to set him up. Field fights it out. That's a great job.
If you're watching bareback riding for the first time, you got to stay on for 8 seconds. You want your feet every jump to reach up in the neck. Roll your feet back to the handle and stay in rhythm with that horse as well as control. Casey Field moves to number 2 with an 88. Now to the Canadian champion. Here is Jake Bowl, and Jake Bowl goes up against a horse called Virgil, and Jake Bowl is absolutely letting it all hang out for a shot at the 100,000. That horse rearranged his resist all hat and everything, but he's fired up. He thinks he's got it.
There's a great chance that he's right here, man, because you want to talk about exposing yourself. You watch how far up he spurs and then how far out he comes with his feet. He's just throwing caution to the wind, hits low one time with his right foot, but then check this out. I mean, this long-legged guy has got as good a spurring style as you're ever going to want to see.
Oh, he comes from a rodeo family, and this horse comes from a long line of rodeo genetics. These horses are born to buck. Some of the finest equine athletes you'll ever see are here at the American this year. Jake Bowl with an 89 is number 2 behind Tim O'Connell. So Tim O'Connell on Showstopper, the horse that has been a winner the last 2 years, makes it 3 in a row, and Tim O'Connor is going to get all the prizes and the $100,000 that goes with it. Here's Amy Wilson.
Tim O'Connell, 90.25 points, speaks for itself in the bareback riding on how impressive that ride was. You had to be ecstatic to see your name next to Frontier Rodeo's Showstopper.
I've been waiting to draw that horse for so long. That's an amazing animal that does amazing things in this arena. And I was just blessed enough to have him. I think my Lord and Savior most of all. It's just hard to put into words how great this rodeo is and what life-changing things it can do for you.
You picked a great time to draw that horse. Congratulations on being the champion of RFD-TV's The American.
Thank you.
That is a big smile, and we'll see a lot of that today. A lot to be thankful for. Patrick Gotch, who's the founder of RFD-TV, making that $100,000 check presentation, and a big saddle. Also down there, Mr. and Mrs. Bob Burlingame from Veterison, our bareback riding sponsor. And so another champion has been crowned here at the American. Congratulations to Tim O'Connell. What a career he is putting together. Last year, the PRCA World Champion, and this year, not only has he won the American today, but Tim has already started off his pro rodeo season very well with a win at Denver and Fort Worth.
And assist in the presentation. Good news, we're just getting warmed up. We're just getting warmed up indeed. By the way, they're all receiving a beautiful hand-tooled custom Cactus Trophy saddle from our friends at Cactus Saddlery, a Browning Trophy Satori shotgun, a Yeti Trophy Tundra, and lots of other great prizes, totaling well over $20,000 in additional prizes on top of the
Time to go to the team roping shootout, and there are 4 teams that have a shot at winning $100,000 in this discipline as well. It's the heading and the heeling, the first roping contest. We bring in a world champion to talk about the team roping, Bobby Harris. This is a tandem event with 2 men, one on each end of that steer.
Yeah, these guys, they really need to be in sync with each other, because we're going to need some 3-second runs probably by watching what we did a little bit ago. The one thing that'll probably happen in the team roping today is these heelers are going to throw really fast. They're going to probably take the crossfire option because the last guy is Junior Nogueira, and he's known for doing that. So he's sitting there tight.
Time to go to the team roping, and here's one of the top teams, Dustin Bird and Russell Cordoza, starting things off with a scorching 387.
Yeah, that's, get ready, folks. It's going to be good watching right here because the start is fast for the headers. They're going to be getting ready to throw. They brought back some really nice steers. USTRC's done a nice job with that. It's a roping event right here, and that's what you want to have.
Boy, Dustin Bird gets it on those horns fast, and then Russell Cordoza, just a big, nice loop for the back end of those 2 feet to step into. And the time stops when the ropes are tight, the horses are facing each other. A lot happened in 3 seconds right there.
Yeah, and he heeled him nice. He didn't get him as clean and tight as what you need to be. There's room to beat that run right there.
So here's the brothers from Ellensburg, Washington. Riley and Brady Minor trying to beat the 387. And if there's ever an opportunity for chemistry, it's got to be within this family.
There you go.
And just as you called it, you said there was room, 361. And Bobby, we are getting close to some all-time world record times maybe today.
Folks, you need to really enjoy this team roping right here because this is world class. These are the best in the world right here. And when they're making these runs, now you're sitting there hoping that you can place with this because the next 2 heelers and headers are really fast and are known to crossfire.
As good as it is, there's no qualifiers in the team roping that can win the million. But again, $100,000 for first, $25,000 for second, and that is snappy.
Yeah, this is just a great run. The first 2 runs are fabulous. Been here 3 twice, and Corey Petska can throw fast. He throws fast anyways, and it's a matter if Eric gets a good start and gets him turned.
Corey is roping the feet. Eric Rogers from the Navajo Nation in Arizona will be roping the horns. These guys have been teamed up for the last 4 years, and they've had tremendous success.
Yeah, and Eric's riding Dustin Bird's head horse, so that's friendship for you right there.
So here's a team that was second at the American.
Oh, he lost a leg. I believe he had a leg there for a moment, and the steer wasn't moving away enough when he got him rolled. But that's what you have to take. That's
you
looking
got to
at
take
you.
that first shot.
Yeah, you got to take your first shot, and he did. So I mean, you leave it there.
1 leg catch instead of 2 is a 5-second penalty. Boy, Eric Rogers gets it on those horns really quick.
Yeah, that's great roping. Just never did get it set down. But when you're throwing that fast, you got to take the chance. Now here's the king. The setup's no better than these 2.
Here's Caleb Driggers, who owned the American the first 2 years. He won it in 2014, $100,000. 2015, $100,000. He's got the Brazilian who won the all-around in Pro Rodeo last year. Got a world championship on the back end, who I think is as quick at the feet catch as anybody in the world.
I think as fast as you've ever seen. It's a matter if he can get down the arena where Caleb doesn't outthrow him, which I don't think he will here.
Wanting that steer to stand up straight, looking outside that preferred roping chute.
This is an easy setup for Caleb. He grew up roping in this setup.
He grew up on the East Coast with a short score, quick catches. He's got a lot of range. Junior Nogueira has got a wild shot, but makes it work on the back end. But Bobby Harris, they're too long with a 4.08.
And the reason they're too long is that steer goes left and takes too much time. He's got to be straight. But folks, you just got to watch a fabulous team roping, and that's world-class heelers and headers. This steer comes left hard. They do all they can, and that shot he just throws right there, that is tough.
He can get
Look at him hanging out over his horse and reach around there.
And get things cleaned up on a short rope to stop the clock even faster. Junior Nogueira is phenomenal roping feet, but it's all about the brother team. Riley and Brady Minor are going to win the $100,000 here at the American. So things have already begun to get on the edge of your seat, if not already. Let's go to Kate with the champions of the team roping.
Well, it's the brothers, Riley and Brady Minor, who are your 2017 American Team Roping Champions. And guys, this is a lot of money no matter how you look at it. But what does it mean to do it with your brother?
Oh, it's awesome. I want to thank RFD-TV for this great rodeo. It's life-changing. I've always wanted to win it. I've only been here once, this second time, so just thankful.
Let's go to you now as you look over there at your brother, all the roping you've done together, all the runs you've had in the practice pen to be here winning this check. What does it mean?
Oh, every team roper wants to stand here. It's unbelievable. I've been wanting one of these Rangers for a long time.
All right, well, guess what? They're getting them, guys.
He's going to get that. He's going to get the Cactus Trophy saddle, presented by Mr. Tony Wilson, General Manager of Cactus Saddlery. The Browning Trophy, shotgun, the great big trophy checks. I don't know whether they'll hang in Ellensburg, Washington, probably in their Arizona practice home for a while. Gist buckles. Here's another look at that $200,000 run for this team. The Minor Boys clean up at the American. Welcome back. You're watching the American from AT&T Stadium, getting ready for the steer wrestling. There's a look at five-time world champion Luke Branquinho. He has never even made it to the shootout round of the American, but the opportunity is today for Luke Branquinho of California to win the big check. And the first guy to go really does have a great combination of size and quickness. Clayton Haas from Texas with an opportunity to throw one down fast for $100,000.
Yeah, he'll be looking to get a really crisp start and a good head catch. And when his feet hit the ground, he makes things happen. He is really reaching for the nose.
Had one of the fastest runs in 2016 with a 3.1. Today, 3.73 in the shootout round.
Well, all he can say is come get me, because anytime you're 3 in any event, that's getting really with it. So nice job, nice run right there. You'll see the barrier start. He's even off the barrier just a little bit. Boy, threw him, got a nice fall.
So in the steer wrestling, it is one man, one steer with a little help from the outrider, the hazer there. Get your hands on him and get that steer on its side as fast as you can. No ropes involved. Here's the big man from California, the five-time world champion. The American is perhaps the only title that has eluded Luke Branquinho. He wants this one bad.
Yeah, he does. You can take a look when he was getting ready a moment ago. He's focused and he knows it's all in the start. If he gets a good start and gets a catch, he's, like I said before, they all say that he feels a steer as well as anybody that there's been.
The start is so important. When you nod your head and signal the gate man to release the steer, you got to be within inches behind that steer. If you leave too soon, there's a costly 10-second barrier. If you sit there too long, that steer will run you into that 4, 5, 6 second range, and there's no $100,000 there. Oh, 386 is number 2. Clayton Haas hangs on to the lead with that 373.
He was making things happen right here when he gets down. It's almost like this steer's not real strong. And when he gets a hold of him, he's trying to make it happen.
Yeah, the steer kind of collapsed a little bit,
yeah.
Didn't he?
He gets a good start, and steer steps into him again, knocks him back over, but he just wasn't lively enough to get a good fall where those legs fall clean.
And the steer needs to be completely flat with all 4 legs in the air before the judge will stop the clock with his flag.
Yeah, you see that steer kind of just pumped up a little bit and moved into him, and then he didn't get the fall that Clayton did.
You want that snappy, flat fall. Stockton Graves needs to beat a 373 to move into the lead. Stockton Graves, semi-retired, but a great example of what the American is all about. He's a rodeo coach on the college rodeo program in northwestern Oklahoma, and a very limited rodeo schedule, but here's an opportunity when he can win a year's worth of bounty with one fast run if it's better than 373.
Yeah, and you get in a situation like this where you got to be fast. It fits him perfect.
There he is, right on the money. Good start, good room, and a great quick fall. 385. Hard to believe that's not fast enough, Bobby.
I'm telling you what, to back in there and have 3-second runs back to back to back, that just shows you how well the steers are and how tough the competition is with these guys. I mean, a great run. A little tight again, where you see where Clayton got a little more kick from his steer. He's not getting that. See, he slowed down. That's, you're talking a tenth. It's hard to explain why.
Yeah, hundredths of a second right here. Yeah, hard to pick that one apart too much. But it is second place, and that's worth $25,000 here today in Arlington.
He's been doing hazing duties for a lot of his other competitors here today. As a matter of fact, right now inside the arena, he's doing a little tack change. He's going to switch horses, and he's going to move over to the other side of the box. Here comes a big, tall, gentle giant from Minnesota.
With one man to go, Clayton has the lead with a 373 for a $100,000 windfall.
Coach and student, they're swapping horses to help each other right here. That's what they're doing right here.
Stockton Graves, who is number 2, is the coach at Northwestern Oklahoma State University, the rodeo coach. One of his top students who is still enrolled in college is J.D. Struckness. They are riding the same horse, and now the coach moves to the hazing side, or the helper side, and Struckness now with an opportunity, if he's quicker than 373, the college kid could win the championship here. 2 times he was a runner-up for a wrestling championship up in Minnesota, his home. 2015, he was the Resistol Rookie of the Year Pro Rodeo. He won Cheyenne Frontier Days last year. He won the Collegiate Championship, trying to win the American. And a 4.5 won't do it today. But what a career J.D. Struckness has already started.
The only thing with him is when he caught that steer, he needed that steer to check up. He kept running. That steer grabbed the gear and wouldn't let him get his hands on him.
The future's bright for J.D. Struckness. No big money today. Stockton Graves is going to win the consolation check. Second place, not too shabby.
All going to Alva, Oklahoma. That's where all that money's going.
$25,000. That beats being a host at Applebee's. That's what he used to do.
Well, he doesn't have to now.
Clayton Haas is with Amy Wilson. He is this year's steer wrestling champion at the American.
Clayton Haas, we all know how important horsepower is in the event of steer wrestling. I want to let you brag on Cadillac and also explain how excited you are for all the accomplishments in your career, highlighted by this win today at the American.
Cadillac is amazing. I got to say a special thanks to the Wallace family, because without that horse, that horse has made my life. He turned me around. I mean, they won the American on him last year, won the world on him in 2016 as well. Thank you, Mr. Wallace. I really appreciate it.
Congratulations, Clayton.
Thank you.
So congratulations to the steer wrestling champion from Animal Health International, Paul Krause, with Bill Sirico and Steve Cunningham, sponsors this year. And again, some great prizes going to the steer wrestling champion here at the American.
Here today. Well, the big man will make his way down the ramp and
time to go to the buck and shoots. Once again, it's the Saddle Bronc shootout round. And Justin McBride, as we talk about Saddle Bronc riding again, the Cowboy must stay on that bronc for 8 seconds, but these are no everyday bucking horses. These are some of the best in the world.
Yeah, they are the best horses in the world. We're going to see some of them that they've won this event on before, that have been world champion bucking horses in their own right. So a lot of great stock, but that's what you've got to have to be able to separate these guys, because they all ride so well.
We will begin the saddle bronc riding with the man who has dominated the first 3 years of this great rodeo at AT&T, the American. Wade Sundell has won it all 3 years, including last year, winning $1 million on a saddle bronc ride.
Ramping it up for the next event. More importantly than any of that, it gives us an opportunity to just stop and smile and look at the 4 competitors getting ready to go.
Well, you see the 3 times. This guy, this event has been tailor-made for him. We're talking about the great horses here. That's when he shines. On the rankest horses that there are, Sundell, there's no holding anything back for this guy. He will go at it. He's not afraid of getting bucked off because he will expose himself and go at it with everything he's got.
One of these 4 competitors has absolutely owned this competition. As a matter of fact, this event has made him a very rich cowboy.
You got the buzz,
We're going to add to that here today. All right, speaking of very rich, there are 2, half the field in the bronc riding. 2 of them are qualifiers here and eligible for their share of that $1 million bonus. This will be the first event where you and I may be able to give away a piece, if not all, of that $1 million from RFD-TV and Polaris Ranger. I don't know about you folks sitting around this arena here this afternoon, but that is part of the appeal as a rodeo fan, watching someone become an instant millionaire like we did a few years ago with Richmond Champion. It could happen here this afternoon before we leave Arlington, Texas. So, with all of that being said, knowing the competitors we have in this next event, just everybody take a deep breath real quick. Just everybody take a deep breath. Because here in just a minute, we're going to rev it up and get ready. Why don't we do that right now? Arlington, Texas.
So the 2015 Saddle Bronc World Champion, Jacobs Crowley, will start things off, and he's on a horse called Delta Force, eligible for a $100,000 payoff here. Here's the man who's got that systems engineering degree from Texas A&M going at this one. Jacobs Crowley trying to win his first American championship.
And these guys are all so good. I hate to pick their rides apart, but that one right there is probably not going to be enough to win this event for him. This is a great horse, but if you make a mistake, it's so tough to recover from that. You see him hang a jump. Now he's trying to catch up. He's behind it the whole time. He's going to hang again another jump right here with his left foot. And the judges pick your ride apart, man, and they will dock you for those mistakes.
Watch for the horse's front feet when they hit the ground. The Cowboy wants to have his feet up in that neck area. To get behind, it's tough.
Let me do a little rewind the time and take you back to 2014 at this very
So here is Wade Sundell. Nobody has won saddle bronc riding in 3 years at the American but this guy, the $1 million winner here a year ago, and he's got a horse called Time's Up.
Yeah, and nobody's made it more exciting. You know, this guy is just electric with Wade Sundell, because you know anytime the chute gate opens, especially on a great horse, there's a chance for big numbers. I mean, he's got a great chance to be 90 points right here.
It's a go for broke style. He will leave nothing in the arena. He will go at it like it's the last ride he will ever make every time.
See this horse going down on her front end right here. They got a rope around her neck trying to coax her to ease back up. They're scratching her on the bottom of the neck, rubbing her, trying to relax her to get her to come back up.
And these horses know the game.
You know, we got a little bit of a second here to talk about the talent you're about to
They will
and there are a handful of folks that don't know.
sometimes do this on purpose, maybe to get a guy's game plan knocked off a little bit.
Believe it or not, he's a barrel race horse trainer. And he told me the other day, I have another goal in mind. I want one of my horses to be in this arena underneath an American champion sometime in the very near future. I think all the folks around this arena today can appreciate he is indeed a talented horseman, whether it be in his discipline here in the or at home. This guy knows his way around a horse. Right now. And he also knows when it's time to stop, take a breath, and wait a little bit. Well, let's do this then. Let's go instead to Cody DeMoss.
So a chance at $1 million. This man not invited, not in the top 10, even though he usually is. This year he had to work his way through the qualifier system and the semifinals in Fort Worth earlier in the week. Cody DeMoss could win $1 million, but he's got to get by this horse, Maple Leaf.
Great horse right here. This is a horse Wade Sundell won this event on last year, and DeMoss is going at him, man.
What a horse, and he makes a qualified ride. The Louisiana Cowboy, Cody DeMoss, 5 times Reserve World Champion, has not won the gold buckle, but he might be setting himself up for a golden opportunity at the American this year.
Yeah, and this could be huge right here because DeMoss is never, I mean, it's always just give or take that he could get bucked off of this bronc, and he never quits trying to win first right here. That's a great effort by Cody DeMoss.
Cody DeMoss with a big score. He takes the lead, 88 1/4 for a possible $1 million payday.
Wade Sundell backed up out of that bucket chute a couple of moments ago and gave that horse an opportunity not only to move forward, but also to regain his composure. Knowing that there is so much at stake here this afternoon, Sundell, he wants everything to be just right. One of the pieces of that equation is
Wade Sundell,
Wade Sundell,
with a horse that has been a little difficult in that chute. How does that affect you when you're getting ready?
It doesn't affect Wade Sundell. Somebody else that might, it can rattle him. It can, I mean, this is the 4-round for $100,000 for Sundell. A lesser bronc ride, this could get them rattled, get them out of their game. It doesn't bother Sundell, man. This guy, he's got one thing on his mind, and that's going for first place.
So Wade Sundell, originally from Iowa, trying to win his 4th American title in 4 years. A $100,000 payoff if he can beat Cody DeMoss's 88 1/4, and Wade Sundell appears to be unstoppable. I may have spoken too soon.
Man.
Is he going to lose some points
because of his horse? The horse. Time's up right there. Was thinking time was up about a second too early, it looked to me like. That's on the judges because half of your score comes from how tough the horse is to stay on. The other half comes from how well you ride. Now, Sundell, as far as, look at this. This is style, man, and the horse is great right here.
Long spur stroke. Horse is really jumping in the air, kicking with his back end.
But watch right here.
Quit kicking. No kick on the back end. And that caused him to go over the front end a little bit right there because there was no kick coming from the back end of that horse, losing some points. So Wade Sundell may not win the American this year. Wade Sundell only 86 1/4. So that means one of the 2 qualifiers who had to take down the top 10 in the world could win the $1 million. It's Clay Elliott now. Can he best Cody DeMoss in a shootout for a $1 million payday today?
Man, my hat is off to Clay Elliott. This guy has got a bright, bright future ahead of him. I think the horse is going to tell the story here. I really feel like Cody DeMoss had the stronger horse because when Medicine Woman gets turning back right here, then she quits kicking as hard, doesn't have that big-time jumping kick. But that's not Clay Elliott's fault. This guy went at it the whole time. Toes turned out. There you can see the score, 84 points, going to be too low. Congratulations to Cody DeMoss. Both guys rode great.
Cody DeMoss has set himself up for a humongous paycheck today. Will it be worth $1 million? It's a minimum of $350,000. Will he have to share part of the $1 million? It's yet to be known, but it's going to be exciting to find out the conclusion.
Sarcasm. Complete sarcasm.
So Cody DeMoss is making his way to the prize stage, center stage, for all the goodies, including a big check. We don't know what the amount is yet, but let's go down and find out what the Saddle Bronc champion has to say about a big win.
Well, Cody DeMoss is your 2017 American Saddle Bronc champion. Not only the winner of $100,000, but as it stands now, Cody, you've got $1 million in your back pocket if it stays the way it is. Put into words what it means to jump off a horse and know you've got that much cash you're going home with.
I don't know yet.
Easy to be speechless when you're holding massive checks. Tell us what it would mean for your career. You've won so much, but to have this at this point in your career.
I'd trade this for a gold buckle.
Well, if you get the $1 million, that could be a good number of gold buckles, guys.
Cody DeMoss not wanting to count his money before the game is over, playing it real cool, icy cool here today at the American. He might have a little bigger smile when the day's over. Welcome back to AT&T Stadium. You're watching the American on RFD-TV live, and we are giving out some rather large paychecks here today. It's the richest one-day rodeo of the year, and tie-down roping is next with Corey Solomon, Timber Moore, Tough Cooper, and Marty Yates trying to win big money. Two of these guys have a shot at getting a piece of that $1 million with the Saddle Bronc rider.
Yeah, to me it looks like whatever the best calf is going to set this roping right here, because each one of these kids have grown up, and I say kids because they are roping in these situations, and they've all tied 6-second calves. I think Timber Moore's tied more 6-second calves than I've known of them 1 week by one person.
So Marty Yates from Stephenville, Texas will start things off in the shootout round. Marty Yates is a young gun in his early 20s, with a lot of people's opinion being that he has a world championship in his future. He's been to the American twice before and has not qualified for the shootout round until today.
Boy, he got
nice catch. Gets the calf up, lays him down, ties the feet as fast as he can, and can you believe that he did it all in 6.65 seconds. Remember, the arena record coming in here was a 6.77 over the last 3 years. We broke that in the shootout or the preliminary round. Now it changes again.
Really good rhythm from the time he started his swing to when he threw. There wasn't any hesitation and got away from him. The only thing he would probably say is that calf left his feet, but he came right up. This is a super nice run. Boy, it's feast or famine, because now they know what exactly they have to be for the 100,000.
As a tie-down roper, after you catch the calf, you want to spin him around, keep him on his feet so he's standing there for you to lift and lay when you get there.
That's exactly right.
To the three-time world champion, Tough Cooper. He was raised in rodeo and son of the super looper, Roy Cooper, who's an 8-time world champion. This guy, though, has stepped up not only his ability, but spends a lot of time in the gym, working out, preparing. He's a madman in the practice pit. He has got a will to win and a drive to get better.
Oh, he's truly a great champion right now. He puts the work in. You reap the rewards for putting the effort out. It'll all tell right here how good of a start that he gets and how quick he gets in rope.
Trying to beat the 665. Tough Cooper resets his horse. That horse has got to be on go, Bobby.
He has to be setting dead straight in that corner, so when he leaves flat and lets you get your swing going quick.
A rare miss by the three-time world champion.
Yeah, it happened fast. He got a good go. I mean, he just missed this calf. Usually one more swing, but in this situation here, you have to let him have it.
Well, when trying to beat 6'6", there's really one shot, 2 swings, and you got to let it out of your hand.
Calf didn't really go anywhere. He's not moving very far, so he was anticipating him to be out there just a little bit more. Just overthrew him.
So no big money for Tough Cooper again here at the American. Coming into today, Timber Moore was most people's pick to win the $1 million or a piece of it. He may have to share the $1 million with Cody DeMoss in saddle bronc riding. Timber Moore was snappy at the semifinals earlier in the week, picked up over $50,000 already.
Yeah, he's roped outstanding over the last week right here. Let's see if he's got another 6 in his pocket. I wouldn't doubt it if he doesn't.
Needs to beat the 665. Timber Moore, oh boy.
Fell on him.
But the calf is down and the clock is eating away. It takes a lot of time to get that calf up. You want to gingerly move that calf around on the end of that rope and keep him on his feet.
Well, he misses the calf. So when he's getting off, this calf, he's late when he's roping, the calf leaves. So when he ropes him, he knows he's missed him, so he lets his slack go, see it fall back on. Now he has no control of anything.
And hanging on to that slack kind of catapults you down that rope too, and he didn't have that either.
Yeah, so I mean, he knew when that happened, boy, things need to work out well right here. So tie him down, see what happens on the last one.
Several $100,000 slipping away for Timber Moore, and the favorite for the $1 million walking out of AT&T a little dejected.
Yeah, he really roped good all week. I mean, I know he's really disappointed, but, you know, he won a lot of money so far, and he has a chance to win $25,000 if something goes wrong here. But this is for this boy to shine right here.
So here is Corey Solomon, the smallest guy in the field, 5'6", 145 pounds, usually in the top 10. He did not get invited to the American this year and had to work his way through the qualifying system, work his way through the semifinals, and he has made it into the shootout round of the Final Four, which makes him eligible for part of that $1 million. Patiently takes his shot, keeps the calf up. This could be a world record run, and it is a 685.
It looks like he got hung up when he got done tying, and I don't know if the flagger got it flagged. It was fast. That looked really
Bobby,
fast.
I was expecting a 6.3. Let's go to the replay and see what the hesitation was. I know we're talking about tenths of a second, but it looked like everything from the start to the catch to the tie was perfect. And it was. You know what? He did it so fast, we all had to have slow motion to even see it. Ronnie Ray, the field flagger, however, did an outstanding job to not stop that clock until both hands were free of the tie and in the air. So Marty Yates, with one of the fastest runs we've ever seen, 665, is in the winner's circle with Amy Wilson.
Marty Yates, your style is all in. The American is a perfect fit for that, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am, it sure is. First off, I want to thank everybody for showing up today. This is one of the best deals going for us right now, and I want to thank this guy right here and RFD-TV. I appreciate everything y'all do.
6.65. That's the fastest tie-down roping run that has ever been made in the American, and now you hold it. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, I actually was at a little deal last night and tied my last calf in a shootout deal in 6.6. So to be able to do it twice in a row, that's kind of unheard of. So it's an amazing feeling, and yeah, I don't know, it's awesome.
Congratulations, Marty.
There you see another, and that is the beauty of professional.
Cody DeMoss so far dodges a couple of bullets in the tie-down roping so far, not having to share that $1 million. Cody DeMoss patiently waiting the outcome of this big day in rodeo. Time now for the shootout round of the barrel racing. And there are two individuals, Brandon Collins and Haley Kinzel, who have an opportunity to take down two of the greatest barrel racers of all time. And if they do, they could get a piece of that $1 million. But beating Sherry Survey or Lisa Lockhart would be quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, you make $1 million, that's one feather in your hat. Then you beat those two ladies, that's another feather in your hat.
So there's your final four in the shootout round. As you can see, two qualifiers, Haley Kinzel and Brandon Collins, with an opportunity at that big check here today. So here's one of the qualifiers who has worked his way all the way from Maryland, a qualifying event on the East Coast, to the semifinals in Fort Worth, to the shootout round here today. Here's a great rider around that first barrel, and there's, a barrel down. That is a 5-second penalty, Bobby.
Yeah, it looks like he started to reach down for the barrel before it was knocked down, like he knew he was in the wrong position or something, but that's the only thing that I've seen that there's been a couple of them do it over the qualifying that reach down and hold them barrels there, but
it's legal to do that, but if you don't have to, there's no reason to take your hands off the steering wheel.
Oh, that's why.
Oh, yeah.
He knew when he's coming back over, that's going to go down.
Yeah, he was way too close to get around, all the way around that barrel. So Sherry Survey, who is the all-time money-winningest barrel racer in the Women's Professional Rodeo Association and a 19-time qualifier to the National Final Rodeo, riding a borrowed horse today, just smoked a run in the long round.
Yeah, and this is her second run, and I don't know if she's rode her a lot, but she'll have a better feel now.
Well, she nailed the first barrel.
Yeah. See her pull on that right rein, but we got a stumble as she come into that barrel, lost her stirrup.
Yeah, that left stirrup. She's lost her foot out of the left stirrup and doesn't seem to affect her across that finish line. 14.950.
When she was coming to the second barrel, you can see her reach up there and hold this horse. See her trying to get him picked up. She can feel him that he must be leaning in or something, that she's trying to hold him up.
She's got great feel for a horse, especially moving into those barrels. She is just a phenomenal rider. One of the greatest jockeys in barrel racing history. She takes the lead with a 14.95, but this is the lady who has won the American in 2014 and 2015. She is one of the invited, so she's not eligible for the million, but she could win another $100,000, which she's kind of getting used to. So Lisa Lockhart is not on her horse Louis that won her the first two championships here, but a horse in the preliminary round that looked almost as exciting. But hey, the barrel's still up. She set that barrel back up, riding a horse that has seen, wait a minute. Oh, this is interesting, guys. The barrel, after it came out of the shot, went ahead and fell down. That is the slowest fall of any barrel I've seen in my career calling this for 25 years.
You know, when she comes to the second barrel, as she's coming in, it's like he checked off, like he saw something. And the other horse, the last run, did the same thing with Sherry a little bit. So there's something they see there, or you would think there would be, because they checked up, both of them.
But this horse has not been to a lot of big stage events. And so she sets the barrel up, but
either we fall or we don't fall.
Wow, that could have been a $100,000 mistake. Haley Kinzel, Cotulla, Texas. Sissy's heyday is the horse. Needs to beat a 14,950. Here's a qualifier that could get a piece of that $1 million here today. You guys like this horse in the semifinals?
Man, he is big and strong and moving around. She's around 2 of them.
All right, one more.
Get around it.
There it is. Now, will it be fast enough? Can she beat Sherry serving? And she does. 14,689.
She can't look up.
Haley Kinzel not sure. Oh, yeah, she is sure she wants to see the clock. It is good enough for a $300,000 plus horse race today.
You know, a beautiful job of riding her horse in a tough situation, because she doesn't have to smoke them to get through this. You just got to make a nice run.
Be smart.
That's hard sometimes.
Yeah, being smart. She won almost $30,000 to semifinals. Going to win over $300,000 here today. Leaving plenty of room.
She left herself plenty of room. That's the only thing here. He's coming in. He kind of slowed down again on that second barrel, but she got around it well. And then same thing, plenty of room.
Really good pilot. Listen to this crowd. So Haley Kinzel making her way to the platform, breathing a sigh of relief, knowing there was so much on the line. And she so smartly rode that horse today with Kate Harrison on stage.
Well, it's Haley Kinzel's first trip to AT&T Stadium, and you cannot ask for a sweeter ending than this. Haley is your 2017 barrel racing champion, not only going home with $100,000, but now you and Cody DeMoss, as it stands now, splitting that $1 million check. When I talked to you earlier, the whole time today, you've been surprised and amazed. Every step of the way, you are shaking as we talk, the biggest smile on your face. I just want to hear your thoughts, girl.
I didn't wear the right mascara for this. God is good. My horse is awesome. So many people have supported me and got me to this point, and I have to thank each and every one of them. You know who you are. Thank y'all so much for this day. This is amazing.
With this kind of money, you're not doing your own makeup anymore. We're talking makeup artist. Your thoughts now that you have this money. You told me before you didn't even want to think about the money. Well, at least a portion of that $1 million check is yours. What are you doing with it?
I have no idea. I'll have to ask my dad.
Dad always knows best, guys. Congratulations.
Haley Kinzel and Sissy's heyday, a Palomino mare owned by Haley and Leslie Kinzel. All smiles on the winner's platform right now. Congratulations. As we take a look at Cody DeMoss, she is splitting $1 million with that qualifier and Saddle Bronc riding winner today, Cody DeMoss. Guaranteed minimum payoff there today. That is total money with the $100,000. Sage Kimsey, the talented bull rider from Oklahoma, may split that check 3 ways. But in the meantime, we have one event left to find out just how big that RFD-TV check's going to be for a Saddle Bronc rider and a little-known barrel racer from South Texas. Bull riding when we come back to the American.
RFD-TV's The American, presented by Polaris Ranger, is brought to you in part by Cinch. Cinch. Lead, don't follow. And by Animal Health International, a Patterson company. By Elanco, serving the needs of livestock producers, veterinarians, and dealers for more than 40 years.
So the final event of the day here at the 2017 American Bull Riding Shootout Round. I mentioned Sage Kimsey eligible for part of that $1 million. We need to also mention that Claudio Montaña, the Brazilian who is a fresh face here on the PBR Tour, also one of the non-invitees, and a qualifier could get some of that check as well. That is Cody DeMoss, the first man to put his name in contention for that big bonus money at the American today in saddle bronc riding. Awaiting the outcome of bull riding to see how big that check is going to be today. Haley Kenzel as well, waiting to see how big her payoff is going to be. Either way, it's going to be the biggest of her young career.
Let me simplify that for all of you that are doing math like that in your head. That's a whole lot of money for a cowboy.
We welcome Justin McBride, the two-time PBR world champion, back to call the shots with me in bull riding. And there's your 4 shootout finalists, and we're going to begin with the Brazilian. And Claudio Montaña is on a bull called Bottoms Up. Is this bull rideable today?
He is for Claudio because the guy rides so well, McKee. And here's the thing, this bull should be to the left, but that's not a big deal for Claudio. A lot of guys, bulls fit them depending on the direction that they get into a spin. Claudio rides really good either direction, so this guy's always got a chance.
Lining up on his rope. The bull's kind of wadded up, kind of in that bucket shoe. Now he's got a shot. There's the nod and an opportunity and a big payoff. Hey, he's gathered the bull back up. If he can finish his 8-second ride, this could be big. Another Brazilian. And Justin, let's talk about what Brazil has done in PBR bull riding over the years.
Well, they've really raised the bar in this sport. They've been great going back all the way to the 3-time champ of the world, legendary Adriano Moraes. He kind of paved the way for these guys. But this is huge right here. I mean, technically, this is outstanding. This bull's wanting him to the inside, then he's got to raise up, come out. That sets the bar. We've been talking about how great every event has been today, but we just started the bull riding off really, really good.
Celebration right now is Claudio Montaña with an 89 score today. 89 score. Talk about setting the bar high. It's been done in the shootout right now. Trying to claim his share of the $1 million bonus pool today. Now to another Brazilian who was a game changer when he came over here in 2005. Guilherme Marty won the world championship in 2008. A guy that you battled during your career. You know how tough he is.
This guy is a fierce competitor, McKee, right here. Here's the thing, though. I talked about with Claudio, it didn't matter which way a bull went. With Marty, late in his career, when a bull goes to the left, the odds are against him. He does a lot better when a bull spins to the right for him. So seeing this bull out on a left-hand delivery, that means he's going to be in his left lead when he leaves his buck and shoot. Look for him to spin to the left. Odds go to the bull.
The 34-year-old took some stitches to the chin in the preliminary round, but this is one of not only the best athletes, one of the toughest men we've seen in a couple of decades. To the left, and he's behind down at 1.8.
A lot of credit to that bull right there. Really, really good bull. Sets Marty up, takes care of him.
Rocket Man rips him to the ground way too early for the big prize today.
Here's what we're talking about and how good Rocket Man was. He didn't really need a full jump to even get out of the chute, and he's turning back to the left with a lot of kick. That's a tough bull.
So the 34-year-old Jeremy Marchin, no big money today. Now to another bull rider who's eligible to win part of the $1 million pool today. Here is Sage Kimsey of Strong City, Oklahoma. Uncle Tink is the bull. Can he ride him?
I think he can. This is a very rider-friendly kind of bull. Around to the left. He gets some guys on the ground, but I've seen guys, the really elite guys, get by this bull.
Well, can he be more than 89 points on this bull?
He's going to be right at it. I don't think he can be a lot more than that. He's going to have to ride him perfect to be 89 on this bull.
Style points on the line here is Sage Kimsey, the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association three-time world champion, trying to take down the biggest names in the PBR on an enormous stage here in Arlington today. Trying to beat that 89. Sage Kimsey has got a seat and could go all the way. He handles the bull. Now it's up to the judges. Did he finish strong enough?
That's going to be the thing. He gets a little out of shape, just, you know, the last second of that ride. Uncle Tink has a good day. Kimsey's making an outstanding ride, gets a little bit out of position. As a judge, it's your job to dock that just a little bit. So he's going to be probably a half point, quarter point under the bull score, but still a really good ride. And you never can tell. It's a judged event. For me, Claudio's made the best ride at this point.
What a monster of a set of bulls here in this championship round. And there's two very interested spectators right there. Saddle bronc rider and a barrel racer wondering if they're going to have to share it with Sage Kimsey. And the judges giving the nod by a half a point. Sage Kimsey now looking at one of those big $400,000 checks. Remember, they're all going to get $100,000 and possibly split the $1 million, but they're going to have to get by another tough Brazilian. Kaique Pacheco is on Bad Beagle.
Bad Beagle's getting the action started a little early, too.
Let's get the party started.
This is showing you the telltale sign that
Give him some time to get that bull settled down for another big ride. Kaique, again, not playing for the $1 million bonus pool, but again, $100,000 for first place today. Sage Kimsey feels good about his ride.
And right now, Pacheco's a spoiler for Kimsey, because Pacheco has got a great bull. To me, he's got the best bull out, not only to ride, but to get that, break that mark of getting a 90 or higher. Bad Beagle, this is an outstanding bull.
And break those 90-point numbers, especially with this man on his back. You know, this is a pretty simple explanation about what's going to happen. Kaique has to ride this bull and be 89 3/4 points.
Again, he made the shootout round last year here.
$33,000 bonus.
Kaique Pacheco on Bad Beagle, a bull that you're really high on to get in the 90s, and those are rare, but that's where history can be made today, and Kaique could add his name to that winning list. J.B. Mooney, the two-time world champion, won the American in 2014. Savano Alves, another world champion in 15. And Joao Ricardo Vejeda, last year's champion, for $100,000.
Well, Pacheco's going to have to get the job done on a bull that goes to the left. As of late, he's been struggling in that direction, so that's playing into Sage Kimsey's favor of being able to claim his share for the $1 million. But here's the thing, Pacheco is a really good bull rider. He gets things turned around. He's got the bull to be enough points on.
Currently, he's ranked number 5 in the PBR standings, riding over 65% of his bulls, and that's a very impressive riding percentage in today's age of bulls that are getting bigger, stronger, faster, and smarter.
Yeah, that's a tall order, because every time Pacheco goes to an event where those stats are kept, it's facing bulls just like this and tougher.
A bull that is born to buck and is getting very good at it. Fakes to the left, goes to the right. He's behind. He's trying to catch up and is not going to get to the 8 seconds. Opportunity slips away. And it's going to be a three-way split for the $1 million bonus between a bronc rider, barrel racer, and a bull rider today. A very happy Sage Kimsey is making his way to center stage, where he'll get the $100,000 check, all the prizes. And Sage Kimsey, as you can see, as he makes his way, Haley Kenzel with a sigh of relief and a bit of levity there now that she can start to enjoy this big moment. Sage Kimsey, the three-time Pro Rodeo World Champion, just 21 years old, with one of the biggest days of his young career, continues to rack up impressive stats and accomplishments, making his way to Amy Wilson for the presentation.
Sage Kimsey, the fans made their voices heard. You have a huge fan base. They love you. They voted for you, and you were invited as a fan exemption, which made you eligible for the $1 million. You now get to split that 3 ways. Describe what it's like to know how much the fans love you and then to be able to capitalize on the opportunity.
It's a pretty humbling experience, you know, to know that all the fans voted me in here. Everybody wanted to see me matched up against the PBR guys. They got what they wanted, and there's the results.
As a rancher, I know you invest a lot in land and cattle. You'll be able to do a lot with the big check you're about to get.
Definitely. That'll go a long ways to the ranch.
Congratulations, Sage.
Thank you very much.
So Sage Kimsey with a year's worth of bounty in one day today.
Yeah, and he said everybody wanted to see him matched up against the PBR guys. I'd love to see him matched up all season long.
Well, that's yet to be seen. However, in the moment right now, it's his day at the American with all those great prizes to take back to Strong City, Oklahoma. So while we are splitting the $1 million 3 ways and readjusting those big trophy checks, the presentations continuing here at AT&T Stadium. And we'd like to say again, thank you to Cactus Trophy Saddle and Browning Shotguns for being a part of the American this year. Gist with the beautiful championship buckles.
And before we go any further, it's time to pay due diligence.
Again, our thanks to our bull riding sponsor, Kubota Tractors. Mr. Chris Flock making the presentation. And Polaris Ranger. All the champions, of course, receiving that most sought-after prize from Polaris. Also, a great big thank you to Yeti. Zill King, also one of the sponsors, and Animal Health International. Cody waiting, Cody DeMoss awaiting his Polaris Ranger for his victory lap. And there is how it's going to be divided up, including the $100,000 for winning first place. It's a $433,000 payoff for the 3 qualifiers who proved that they could best the top 10. Invited here at the American on a pressure-filled stage here today, as we are going to hear more from the rest of our champions. Let's go now to Kate Harrison.
Well, your 3 2017 American champions splitting that massive $1 million bonus, Cody DeMoss, Haley Kenzel, and Sage Kimsey, each of them, including their $100,000 from the event win, going home with $33,333.33, because we're getting exact. Let's go ahead, Cody, I want to start with you. Before it all started, you were singing me a song, If I Had $1 Million. Do you have a song for If I Had $433,300, you know?
Thank you, Jesus.
What does it mean to take home such a massive check in a massive stadium?
Shoot, this is going to change the life right here. Get us a little bit ahead, and happy about it.
Congratulations, Cody.
Thank you.
Let's go next to Haley. Now, I know your whole family is here. I saw you celebrating with them. You've had a moment to let it all sink in. Holding a check like this on such a huge stage, tell us your thoughts.
Like Cody said, this changes everything, but it doesn't change how thankful I am for this experience and for my horse. This has been amazing.
You said you were going to check with your dad to see what you should spend the money on. What did he say?
He's still thinking about it, but he said he might let me have an allowance now.
Oh, that's really nice of him. Haley, congratulations.
Thank you.
And let's move over here to Sage. $433,000, $333.33. It's a really big number to go home with. Where's that money going?
It's a huge number for us to take home, especially, you know, being a professional cowboy. We hardly ever get to see money like this. Just thankful, blessed for the opportunity. It'll probably go to the Western way of life for sure. I love being a cowboy. I love everything about it.
Now, how does this change your life? Like you said, it's a really big amount of money for any cowboy or cowgirl to go home with. What does this do?
To me, the money's really nice, but there has been a lot of talk, you know, about associations where I ride at, and to get to come ride against, you know, some of the best guys in the world. I love competition, you know, in any form, and to get to come in here, get on the best bulls in the world against the best guys, it was a great day.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, guys, year number 4 did not disappoint. We were even more anxious this year than the previous 3. And Bobby Harris, I'm guessing you had fun today.
Oh, I'm telling you what a fabulous rodeo. Everything you expect for that type of money.
Yeah, that much and more, Justin.
It was awesome, man. Everybody performed well, from the bareback riding through the timed event, Sage and the bull riding. It was a great event. It gets better every year.
Already looking forward to 2018 as we continue the tradition of the richest one-day rodeo of the year. The richest weekend in Western sports. We put a period on it here with 3 enormous payoffs and smiles abounding at AT&T Stadium. Thank you, Jerry Jones, for letting us play in your house today. Congratulations to all of the champions. And may the cowboy way of life continue to be a model that we all look to for courage and determination. A lot of fun here today. Thanks for watching it live on RFD-TV. For our entire crew, I'm Justin McKee. Thanks for watching. See you next year.